But actually, you don't receive all of your salary. After deductions for insurance and tax, you would probably receive around 10,000 yen. There's also a health insurance card distributed for the people who are insured by this kind of health insurance as well. In this example, this health insurance card is designated only for one person. Hello everyone, this is Cam from Swimmy channel. Today we'll talk about the fees or money that's taken from your salary when you work in Japan. As some of you may know, when you work in Japan, you think you earn around 12,000 yen if you work for 1,500 yen per hour for 8 hours, right? But actually, you don't receive all of your salary. After deductions for insurance and tax, you would probably receive around 10,000 yen. However, please take note that insurance and tax deductions differ greatly between foreign students and full-time employees. If you've ever thought, I thought I'd be receiving this much money, or if you feel, I feel so deceived while working in Japan, then this video is for you. Now, since explaining these deductions can be lengthy, I will talk about the deductions in two parts. The first part will be about insurance taken from your salary, while the second part will be about taxes that are deducted from your salary. So let me start by explaining the different types of insurances that you pay through your deductions from your salary. So the first is the健康保険or the health insurance. The second is the Koyo hoken, the employment insurance. The third is the Kousei Nenkin, the welfare pension. And last is the Kaigo hoken, the long-term care or nursing care insurance. So these four are collectively known as the social insurance or insurances here in Japan. For those viewers who are seeing and hearing about this for the first time and know nothing about these processes related to paying for these insurances, I strongly suggest you see our other video on the Japanese Payslip. So let's start with explaining the national health insurance. So the national health insurance is a public medical insurance system that provides help for illnesses or injuries outside of work or for childbirth and death. Japan's health insurance is based upon details like where you live, your occupation, your age, other details, etc. This insurance is operated and sourced mainly for the members who pay into the insurance system, as well as people who directly need the medical help the most. The national health insurance also has two specific types. So the Kenko Hoken Kumiyai, or the Health Insurance Association, and the Zenkoku Kenko Kyokai, so the National Health Insurance Association. So the Health Insurance Association is a public corporation established by a single company or a group of companies of the same industry, established in accordance with the health insurance law, and is able to carry out its own operations and processes with regards to health insurance. In this case, businesses are operating the insurance premiums and are paid by the company, the establishment, and the employees who are insured. So an employee will automatically be insured with the Health Insurance Association type of insurance when he is employed to a company that uses that type of insurance, regardless whether the employee wants to join the insurance association or not. The insured subscription lasts from the date they are employed till they leave the company, or till they pass away or retire from the company and apply for the pension service in Japan. There is also a health insurance card distributed for the people who are insured by this kind of health insurance as well. In this example, this health insurance card is designated only for one person. In the event of an illness or an injury, this card can be presented to receive medical care needed with a reduced fee of medical expenses. This card is important if you want to avail some discount for necessary medical care, so store this in a safe, convenient place for convenient usage. Also remember that it is strictly prohibited to lend this card for other people's usage, so be very careful when handling this card. So what are the benefits of health insurance? When you receive medical treatment that is covered by your insurance, you will only have to pay a portion of the medical expenses at the hospital. The fee to be paid will depend on your age. So generally, children from 0 to 6 years old will receive a 20% discount. A 6-year-old children will generally fall under the compulsory education age. Those aged from 6 to 70 years old will get a 30% discount, while those aged from 70 to 75 years old will get a 20% discount, and those aged 75 and above will get a 10% discount. However, for children, there is also an existing medical expense subsidy system from the local government that helps in reducing the medical expenses, depending on where you live. Kids up to preschool would have zero medical expenses for both hospitalization and outpatient care. Municipalities have also set up a subsidy system to further reduce expenses of their residents. Let's talk about eligibility for insurance. So first of all, employees are required to have insurance if they have been working in the company for 30 days or more with the expectation or assumption that they will work for at least 2 months. Therefore, almost all of the regular employees are required to join. For part-time workers, the specific requirement that must be met to apply for the insurance are the following. So first is the specified working hours and working days per month must be at least 3/4 or 75% or more of a regular employee's workload. Second, if you do not meet the requirement for one, then you can fall under these requirements to avail for the insurance. So first is 20 or more hours of weekly work, the expected working period of a year or more, monthly wage of 88,000 yen or more, must not be a student, and must be working in a company with more than 501 employees. So the health insurance is obligatory by law, so if you meet certain conditions, you must apply. So now let's talk about employment insurance. What is employment insurance in the first place? So the employment insurance system hopes to provide stable living conditions and stable employment for those who are working. As such, it's best that those who are working in certain conditions apply for employment insurance. There are 3 specific conditions to apply for the employment insurance. A person must be employed for more than 31 days, contracted working hours per week is 20 hours or more, and must not be a student or unless expecting to graduate excluding part-time workers. If you don't meet these 3 conditions, then you are not eligible for employment insurance. In the case of part-time jobs, there are instances when the contracted working hours can be changed based on the company's situation. When these situations happen, the labor contract changes will take effect for around 3 months. The working hours of the contract do not include overtime hours or sudden holidays. The stipulations in the contract would still depend on the contract that you have signed. So what are the merits of the employment insurance? You can receive some of the allowances and benefits that include like unemployment benefits or allowance, education and training benefits, childcare leave and benefits, and sick leave benefits. So there are a couple of benefits you can get from employment insurance. The amount from and the duration of the unemployment allowance will vary depending on whether you retire because of company policy or personal reasons, your age. It will also depend on the insurance premium payment period, the salary amount, and other details. So to apply for this unemployment allowance, you must have been a member of the employment insurance plan while you work in your company for at least 2 years. In addition, if you leave the company due to company circumstances such as bankruptcy or maybe personal illnesses, childbirth, sexual harassment, etc., even if the total insured period is 6 months or more within 1 year from the date of departure, you can still apply. Take note though that you will not be able to immediately use these benefits, so when you apply, please be careful. So next, I'll be talking about the welfare pension. So the welfare pension is, roughly speaking, a public pension system for people who work for Japanese companies and those who are public service employees. Part-time workers can join the welfare pension if they meet certain conditions, such as the specified working hours for 1 week, the working days for 1 month, the employment period, and the monthly wage. There are people who don't rely on future pensions and believe that they get the welfare pension benefits from the salaries they have. But the welfare pension is applied on a company criteria basis. It's not up to the individual to decide to apply for this or not. So here are the conditions to apply for the welfare pension. People aged 70 years old and above and are working for at least 2 months in the company are eligible for the welfare pension. Part-time employees as well as contract employees are eligible for the welfare pension plan if they meet these conditions. So work hours must be at least 3/4 of what a normal employee's work hours are. Workers who meet the following 5 conditions, so 20 hours of work a week, an annual income of 1,060,000 yen a year or 88,000 yen a month or more, and the expected working period of a year or more, working in a company of at least 501 employees, and must not be a student. Now let's talk about a little more about the welfare pension. So the welfare pension is divided between the company and the employee. So how do you get the pension? First of all, the old age basic pension, which allows you to receive both the national pension and the welfare pension when you live permanently in Japan and reach the prescribed age, is paid after retirement compared to those who are enrolled in the national pension only. The annual amount of money will increase. There is also the disability basic pension, and this is provided to those who have a prescribed disability due to illness or injury. When one has a grade 1 or grade 2 disability, a disability welfare pension is provided in addition to the disability basic pension of the national pension. Although the national pension only covers disability grades 1 and 2, the disability welfare pension is paid even if the welfare pension covers a wide range of disabilities. In addition, disability allowance or lump sum payment may be paid even if you do not fall under a grade 3 disability. Then there's the survivor's basic pension. The survivor's basic pension is provided to the surviving family members or dependents when the insured dies. The survivor's pension, unlike the national pension, is applicable only to the spouse of the deceased who takes care of the insured's children or the dependent children. The welfare pension is widely applicable in the wife, child, and grandchildren who lived on the income of the deceased person, so long as the children are under 18 years old or who are under the age of 20 if they have a grade 1 or grade 2 disability. For those who are 55 years or older, husbands, parents, and grandparents, the survivor's welfare pension is also available to them. And of course, finally, we'll also talk about long-term care or nursing care insurance. So first, take note that payments for long-term care insurance or nursing care insurance are only paid once you turn 40 years old. If you pay for long-term care or nursing care insurance, you can pay only 10% of special services when you need long-term care. The payment amount for long-term care insurance is reviewed once every 3 years, and this payment amount is increasing little by little each time. So thanks for watching the video until the end. I talked about the social insurance that is deducted from your salary. I also talked about health insurance, which is necessary and helpful for when you get sick. So was everything clear? I hope you were able to understand everything. If in case there's something that isn't clear, please feel free to let us know in the comments below. In another video, I'll be explaining about the taxes that are also deducted from your salary. If you're not familiar with insurance and taxes, and you're looking for an explanation on the Japanese Payslip, there's another video for that as well, so please check it out. Aside from your questions, we are also open to your requests and suggestions for other content in our channel. So if you have any thoughts or ideas, feel free to let us know and comment down below. If you like this video, please click that like button, and if you want to see other videos, please subscribe to our channel as well. See you again in the next video. Bye bye!